everyone, it's Teresa and I am back with some perfect projects for summer, and I want to thank Cricut for sponsoring today's video, and let's jump in. So I'm starting off in Design Space. I have found these two designs in the images section, and they are all in your Cricut Access. You can pull up and make it super fast, super easy to be able to create your projects without having to go into designing them. So I'm going to take these two and I'm going to make them the same color. I'm not making them in that color, that orange. I could, that's not too bad for summer, but I am going to make them the same color. That way Cricut knows to go ahead and cut them on the same mat. I'm going to do them in different colors and I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to attach them here. I've got them spaced apart on purpose because I want to be able to place my vinyl in a specific spot on my mat. So I am going to be doing this on a 12 by 12 mat, and you'll notice right there at the 6-inch mark, I am going to actually place my other color of vinyl. So I'm going to do one in blue, one in pink, and guess what? They're color changing. Oh, that's really cool. Cricut's got some new stuff. So we're going to go ahead and send that over to our Cricut Maker, or at least my Cricut Maker. First, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to place your vinyl. I've got a pink one and a blue one, and you'll notice I'm spacing them apart just like how they were on the machine when I was ready to actually cut them. So just pay attention to where it's showing your start and stop lines basically are. Now, just like anything, if Cricut makes a material, it makes a setting specifically made for it. So I am just going to open up the all materials options. I'm going to just search cold because it's a cold activated vinyl. Hit done, send it over to the machine. It's going to cut it, and now we're just going to go ahead and pull it off of the Cricut mat. I used a standard grip mat, so super easy. You probably have one, I'm sure, right? I'm going to go ahead and weed out any of the little spots, and I kind of was going back and forth. Should I weed out any little spots or should I just pull it off? But this particular one doesn't have a lot. It was super easy to weed. Sometimes the specialty vinyls, you never know how they're going to work the first time. This is my first time working with this vinyl. Like I said, so easy to weed, and you just basically just do like you normally would, right? On these ones, make sure, because we're putting it directly on a surface, you are not going to mirror it. I repeat, not. Do not mirror this. It's going to be just directly on there. This is a permanent vinyl. That is what you want to do if you're going to be putting this on like a glass or something like that. You definitely want to use permanent vinyl. And I lost my eye, my little dot to my eye, so I went ahead and found it. Never throw away your weeded vinyl until you make sure that you haven't somehow lost a part of your lettering. This is a new product from Cricut too. This is their transfer tape, and it comes in a roll without a backing sheet, and I do get a little bit of a fuzz kind of built up on it just to reduce a little bit of that stickiness, and just like one time on like a shirt or a cloth or whatever is perfect. Slap it right on to your decal that you printed out or you cut on your Cricut. I am, like I said, going to be putting it on glass, so I wipe it down with some rubbing alcohol, let it dry, and then we're going to go ahead and apply it. Pay no mind to the paintbrushes. They have no part in this DIY except to help hold the little glass. I got these glasses over on Amazon. I'll have them linked for you below if you want to check them out. They're super popular right now. If you're a maker, I swear it's like everybody makes these glasses. The clothespins ended up working better than the paintbrushes though. So I'm going to just pull off my decal. It comes off super easy. I'm a really big fan of this new transfer tape that Cricut came out with. I like it better than the old one that had a big roll that had the backing on it. This one, wow, love it. Just put it on your little glass and slide it off. And here's the difference between the color changing. It's so much fun though. You put the cold beverages in it and you can kind of see the differences. I mean, kids are gonna love it. It's gonna be so much fun. On to our next project, and on this one I am going to start off with a rectangle that I've already done. This is going to be actually the other side to a porch leaner that I've previously done. I'll link that original video down below for you in case you didn't see it. Feel free to go check it out if you want to see the other side and the staining and the whole process. So on this side though, I'm going to do oh hello. I mean, how adorable is that? Oh hello. On this one, I think it's really fun for summer because, you know, I'm thinking summertime, you have lots of people coming over to the house, doing barbecues, having cookouts. Just a fun time to kind of gather and be with people you love. So I thought a porch leaner, how much more perfect is that? You know, you kind of give them a little greeting. You get a feel for someone's house before they get into the house. I'm going to go ahead and get everything sorted out as far as the different fonts. This one I believe is called Emma Ray, is the kind of swirly one. And then on the one for the hello, I believe in just nice old fashioned, I was going to say Arial, but I changed my mind. I'll list the fonts down for you though in the description box. On these, I am paying really close attention to how much spacing I have between my letters and making sure that it's really going to fit on that porch leaner. My porch leaner, and I go over this on the other video a lot more in depth, it's 4 foot tall and I believe it's by 7.5 inches wide. The one I'm doing this on is actually on cedar, so really high quality. It's going to work really well. You'll notice these little dots. That is made right in the middle of my project. That way I always know kind of where my middle point is. I'm obviously not going to paint those onto my project. On this one, we are going to be using a permanent vinyl setting, but I'm going to actually be using a temporary vinyl or a removable vinyl. I've got my smart materials. This is my favorite way to make porch leaners because you can make all of it in one cut at one time. It loads super easily right into the Cricut Maker 3, or if you have basically any of the 3s, it's just going to load in there effortlessly. It's going to cut it all in one go. I mean, it's like just they're a little match made in heaven. Taking the really huge rolls of the vinyl and putting it into your Maker 3. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and unload it, swipe that little dial there to cut it, and it's going to just spit it out for me. Like I said, this is for a 48-inch long piece of wood, so it is perfect. Please excuse the blonde curly hair in the way. I was getting the middle point so that I could line up my dots to make sure that it's going to stay right where it's supposed to be. And I used the same transfer tape as I did on the previous project. It's absolutely love it for especially when you're using the smart materials. I'm making a line going down each side. That way, as I'm cutting it, I was originally going to try to do it all in one go, but I was having a really rough time with it. So I was like, I'm just going to cut it. This way I can match it up with my lines that I made on each side. I did it with a permanent marker. That way it's easy for you to find it. And it's going to help me line everything up from like start to finish. Those dots are helpful too. It's going to keep you in the middle of your board. And you know what? If it's not 100% perfect, it's okay, because guess what? It's Farmhouse. As I always say, if you're doing Farmhouse stuff, you can get away with a little bit more. So I'm going to find my middle spot, and then I will kind of start to work on actually getting it stuck down to my surface. Again, this is on cedar that has already been stained, and I don't put any kind of finish on it before I'm putting down my lettering. You could if you have any problems. That's an option too. But I'm going to then, of course, force down my lettering, and then I will take off all of the transfer tape. And next we're going to come in and paint. I am using my brand new mud paint in the color China White, just in case you're curious. I'm thinking about selling the mud paint. I'm not 100% sure yet. Let me know if it's something you'd be interested in. I'd love to give you more details about it. I'm not 100% sure yet if I'm going to do it. So as I actually remove my transfer tape, I will take my scraper and remove any bubbles, make sure that all of those edges are really nicely adhered to the board to avoid as much bleeding as possible. I do get a little bit of it on the bottom of the O. It's my fault for not making sure it was good and adhered. I'm checking in everywhere else, but apparently not that. So I'm going to just go from like top to bottom, very messy paint job, and make it very fun, very Farmhouse. Truth be told, originally I was going to make it just a regular old stencil, and then I started weeding it, and I was like, oh, well, I guess we're going in this direction now. So I am going to now remove all of that temporary vinyl or removable vinyl. Makes sense, right? And it's going to come up nice and easy, doesn't leave a residue. That is why I like to use the removable vinyl anytime that I'm going to be painting. They do make a stencil vinyl. Personally, I prefer to use the removable vinyl for this particular purpose. So now while you're removing the vinyl, just be cautious, be careful not to gouge your wood, just go slow. It looks like it's super fast here because I've sped it up quite a bit. But once it's all removed, 100%, I'm going to take it outside to actually do a coating of the water-based spar urethane. I'll have it listed down below too, just in case you want to check it out. And those are the two different kinds of vinyl that I probably use the most often and kind of what I use them for. I hope that this kind of helped out. If you ever had that question of when the heck do you use one versus the other, if you have any questions, comments, anything, just leave it down below in the comment section and I will be happy to get back with you, and I will catch you next time.